WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Bond is set for a teenager accused of pulling the trigger in a deadly Winston County shooting. 17-year-old Andres Galvin is charged with breaking and entering and murder. His bond was set at $125,000 today. The shooting happened about 10:30 Thursday night on Blaine Road. Winston County Sheriff Jason Pugh says Galvin forced his way into a bedroom window. Pugh believes the 17-year-old was there to see an ex-girlfriend and didn't know 23-year-old Cesar Lopez was there. Investigators say there was an argument and Lopez was shot with a .22 Magnum handgun.
It is a very big help to us that he did turn himself in this morning. He is 17 years old. He will be treated as an adult because of the charges and the fact that a weapon was used in the commission of those charges. He has, at this point, been very candid and honest with our agency as to the events that occurred last night.
Lopez's body is being sent for an autopsy. Another teen is in custody after a shooting in Aberdeen. Assistant Police Chief Quinnell Shumpert says it happened on South Thayer Avenue last night. Shumpert says the victim was shot in the leg and remains in a Tupelo hospital. Since the alleged shooter is a juvenile, his name is not being released. This shooting remains under investigation. The Washington furniture plant fire is ruled arson and a reward is being offered for information. Pontotoc Police Chief Randy Tudor says no arrest has been made. The company and the Mississippi State Fire Marshal's Office are offering the reward for details that lead to the arrest and conviction of the arsonist. Sources tell WCBI the fire started in the facility's warehouse that housed the finished products. Investigators are also reviewing surveillance footage. Multiple agencies responded to the fire Wednesday. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers of Northeast Mississippi. The Mississippi Highway Patrol identifies the man killed in a crash last night on Highway 45. Lewis McWilliams of West Point collided head-on with a northbound 18-wheeler between Air Base Texaco and Dollar General. The truck ran off the road, landing on its side. McWilliams died at the scene. The truck driver, Gary Lynn Poyum of Takapola, was taken to the hospital. The accident remains under investigation. Concern continues to grow around what has been sending students to the hospital in Louisville. Our Riley Livingston was in Winston County today to find out the very latest. She joins us in the studio with more. Riley.
Thanks, Joey. Today, classes were canceled for Island middle schoolers as the investigation continues into what is causing students and faculty to get sick. While the cause is still unknown, one thing has been cleared.
Usually on Fridays, the halls of Island Middle School are a hive of activity. Today, they were eerily quiet. Students, teachers, and even first responders have fallen sick. The cause is still unknown, but EMA Director Buddy King says they are one step closer to finding the source.
We hit a milestone yesterday in determining that there are no environmental causes. The building's sound, there's no outside processes that are contaminating our students and children. So the next step is to find out what is being brought in and how it's getting in.
Now that the school itself has been ruled out, the question is now, what could it be?
We're looking for any and everything. There's not one thing we're particularly looking for, but everything that we've discussed with the National Guard Civil Support Team, we're definitely taking it into consideration.
School leaders are hoping someone knows what substance is causing the sickness.
We have an app that's called Stop It. It's a anonymous reporting database where students can report anything fraudulent going on or anything that's going on in their schools that could cause danger to a student, the school. We're encouraging our teachers and students to, actually report these things, especially if they know they're going on. This is the lives of children, and this is the safety of children we're talking about. This is not a playful matter.
We're going to need the students to come talk to us, talk to a teacher, let us know what they know about outside substances coming in so that we can identify and protect them better. We need to know what we're going to protect them from.
More outside help is coming in to help determine the cause.
We will have a doctor and Mr. King on site that he's been a paramedic. So we will have a doctor from the Mississippi Department of Health here that will help us in case there is a case. They can see the symptoms, they can see, and they can maybe ask the students questions that we can't ask because we don't have the knowledge to do.
MEMA Director Greg Michelle says the Mississippi Department of Health says they will have people in place when school starts back Monday.
All right, thanks a lot, Riley. Time now to turn things over to weather, and Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson joins us from our Game of the Week. Keith?
Well, we made it to Houston, Tom.
We did. We made it.
The dynamic duo, sports and weather, we made it here.
A dynamic crossover event here at WCBI. One of the best.
Big time happenings. Now, weather-wise here, if you're coming out to Houston or any other game here this evening, we got temperatures hovering around 70 right now. We got mostly cloudy conditions. It looks ominous, but don't fret. We're going to have a pretty nice evening here. Temperatures will be cooling on down into the 60s as we go throughout the course of the evening for football games across North Mississippi and West Alabama. And as we look ahead, the weekend's going to be a little bit better, more sunshine, a little bit warmer too. But Tom, I tell you, this is the game of the week night. Things are looking pretty good behind us.
Beautiful. It feels great. I heard sunshine. I heard cooler temperatures tonight. It's music to my ears. Let's bring in some football now.
Yeah, perfect football weather. We'll be back with your full forecast and more on the game of the week coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot. Starkville is hustling and bustling with fans and visitors for a big game this weekend. Our Victoria Bailey spends the day taking a look at the impact all the extra traffic is having on different types of businesses. She joins us in the studio with more. Victoria.
Joey, making my way through game day traffic reminded me of visiting a city with a population of tens of thousands. Traffic was almost at a standstill everywhere, and local business owners tell me that they are feeling the increased traffic as well.
A regular day, I normally do 10, 15 heads a day,
But with Bulldog Bash gearing up in the area, local barbershops and nail salons are working double time to work everyone in.
It picks up tremendously, with a weekend being like that, a big weekend Bulldog Bash, Thursday and Friday and Saturday, it's crazy, especially with the students.
I've seen new faces because I think people want to look nice for the event that coming up.
Courtside barbershop owner Larry Tate says his business this week has doubled and the weekend is just getting started.
We have a lot of kids, students and kids that double back, and they might have came early and they want to come back and get freshened up and, get a line or something, get ready for the weekend.
Hillary Crowley is the owner of Salon 28, and she says football season brings a lot of out-of-town clients right in the door.
So usually throughout the year, everybody in here, all 5 stylists, we have a pretty good local-based clientele. But then in the fall, it just steps it up a notch with the students here. And so we get busier with walk-ins, especially game day. We have lots of clients who come in from out of town to get their hair done as well.
Bobby Jordan's barber and style shop is in the friendly city. He says when there's a big event in the area, his shop sees an increase every time.
The thing is, it's going to be a new face, people we haven't seen before. I pretty much know a lot of people in the area, so I recognize a new face, and I usually ask them why they're here or what they're doing, visiting. So, yeah, we get quite a few people from Starkville when they come to town.
Now, the shop owners tell me when weekends like this come up, it's important to book early. Be a whole lot of Gators in North Mississippi this weekend. Some will be on the football field and some will be on the dinner plate. Fans and some restaurants are adding alligator to their game day menu in the restaurants and or tailgating packages. Veranda owner Jay Yates says they're excited to serve up the competition with a little sauce.
The number one thing that we're selling is fresh gator meat, because we're playing the Florida Gators. It actually comes from Florida. It's farm-raised alligator. We plan on doing something to them this weekend.
Now the Veranda will extend hours for the special event.
Hey, we're live here in Houston tonight for Weather Game of the Week. Weather-wise here for this game, well, we have some clouds, we have some fall-like temperatures, but overall it's going to be a great evening. Your full weekend forecast is next. Stay tuned.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
All right, we're setting the scene here tonight. Look at the clouds. We got the football teams on the field. Practice is underway. The game starts at 7 o'clock. We got football Friday tonight here from Houston. We're taking weather on the road. It's a pretty nice night for football. It looks and feels like fall. It looks like it's going to rain, but don't fret, it's not going to rain here. So we should be good to go as we go throughout the course of the evening. Well, let's talk about what we had earlier today with our Alpha Insurance time-lapse camera here across the region. We had a lot of cloud cover. We tried to see some breaks in those clouds earlier in the day, but it just did not want to work for us. But right now we have temperatures hovering around 70 degrees, give or take, and we'll be gradually cooling down through the 60s as we go throughout the course of our high school football, so things are looking pretty good. Now, your forecast for tonight, we're looking at lows down to around 60. If you do happen to break up the clouds in your particular area, you may see a little bit of fog tonight, so don't fret. That's still possible here, but it should be a quiet night overall. As we check out our planner for Saturday here, a bit of a gloomy start probably. These low clouds are very tough to get rid of, much like this morning. And that should be the case tomorrow morning too. So over time throughout the morning, we should start to see more and more in the way of sunshine. And in theory, that should bode well for a pretty decent afternoon as we check out our forecast map across the Twin States here. A decent amount of sunshine, low 80s for the most part here in North Mississippi, North Alabama. Better chance for some showers, maybe some storms across southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. So, having said that, if you're heading out to some college football as we go throughout the course of this weekend, maybe you're heading over to Tuscaloosa on Saturday. The game kicks off at 11 a.m. It looks like we'll be kicking off with temperatures in the upper 70s by the fourth quarter there in the mid 80s. In Starkville, big time game in Starkville. We've got Florida coming to town, and they're playing MSU. That game starts off at 5 o'clock. An odd start time there, but it should be pretty nice. Temperatures around 80 degrees. Down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, we do have a chance for some showers and thunder showers with temperatures in the 70s down that way. So rain chances overall, it looks pretty dry for this weekend. Can't rule out a stray shower storm on Sunday, but better odds by Monday. We're going to bump up that rain chance to about 50%. And as we roll on into the Futurecast forecast, you can see where we're going here. Better chances for some showers and storms across the southern part of Mississippi and Alabama on Saturday, and probably to our south on Sunday. Monday will give us a better chance for some showers and storms around here, and that rain chance is about 40 to 50%. So there's your forecast in detail. We'll go quickly to our 7-day forecast, and you can see what we're talking about. For the next 7 days, warm as we get into early October. October actually starts on Monday, if you can believe it, but temperatures will be going into the mid to upper 80s this week, where we should actually be trending down into the lower 80s and upper 70s. So that's the 7-day. This is the scene right now. We got football getting ready to get underway here this evening. We're going to have more on the game, more on other games here. Tom's going to be back here live coming up in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Well, sounds like it's shaping up to be a nice weekend for some outdoor entertainment. We have a preview of the Tallahatchie River Fest when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. A festival celebrating art, music, and a famous writer kicks off this evening in New Albany. The annual Tallahatchie River Fest features live music vendors and a 5K and many more activities. It started with the Faulkner Literary Luncheon, featuring winners of the William Faulkner Literary Competition. The River Fest began as a way to honor Faulkner and has grown into a 2-day event.
We have country music lineup and a little indie music lineup tonight, so it brings in people that are music lovers from the outside, and the economy is boosted by this festival for sure.
Activities take place at the courthouse stage, the library, and the park along the river. For more information, you can go to the Tallahatchie River Facebook page. In other news, a trail full of food is heading to victims of Hurricane Florence in North Carolina. Students at Tupelo Christian Preparatory School wanted to do something to help, so when they found out video production instructor Scott Burns was heading to that area, the students began collecting non-perishable foods and other essentials. Within a few days, 2 trailers were filled with donated items as a way to show compassion for those who are hurting.
Oh, it's important because, I mean, we want to be a light in the community, a light to our country. So I think this is an excellent way to just get out there and help people.
And those items will be delivered this weekend.
Welcome here to Topper Country. Keith just talked about how beautiful the weather is. It could not be any better. We've got a heck of a football game coming up in just 40 minutes. I'll have a preview coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Welcome here to beautiful Houston, Mississippi, the site of our game of the week for Week 7. What a game this is. I mean, we saw this coming on the schedule last week, and it was almost like, all right, we got to consider Houston and Choctaw County as the game of the week. Both of these teams, members of Region 4 3A. If you remember last year, this game was absolutely insane, and this was the decider. This decided Region 3 4A, or 4 3A, Choctaw County defeating Houston 13-12. Both of these teams are fantastic yet again this year, playmakers on both sides of the ball, but the amount of that's on the line in this game. I mean, we saw it last year, just one game separated winning the division, and it was between these two teams. And for Houston, they're coming off a big win over Amory, 41-21. Real impressive win for head coach Ty Harden and company. They always got to look out for guys like Jalen May. Jalen May was an all-star last week. I think he had 5 touchdowns in the game against Amory. Houston will put him everywhere. We talked about him in the high school football tour, that Ty Harden believed that Jalen May could go down as one of the best players ever to come through Houston High School. But on the opposite side, you've got Choctaw County. They're coming off a big win over Ray Brooks last week. 4-2 coming into this game, and you always have to be on the lookout for number 14 for the Chargers, Rakeem Ashford. He's a man who can score anyway. Another guy for Choctaw County that they'll put him all over the field, in the backfield, out wide, in the slot. He's everywhere for Choctaw County. He also plays some safety for Ben Ashley and the Chargers. So those are two guys to keep an eye on when you're talking about Choctaw County and Houston. But some other big games coming up later tonight on the End Zone. We've got a lot of great ones. The Maroon Bowl, you pour in East Webster. Can't forget about the game of the week, a game of the week for the state possibly. Too bad Northwest Rankin's too far away for us. But Starkville taking on Northwest Rankin. Starkville ranked number 1 in the AP poll. Northwest Rankin number 7. So a top 10 matchup down south from Columbus, or from here in Houston, I should say. And then also some other great games. Amory at Itawamba HS, that should be a high-scoring affair. In West Alabama, Pickens County taking on Aliceville. A lot of great games tonight. We'll have plenty of highlights coming up for you tonight at 10 right here on the End Zone. But going back to Houston and Choctaw County, you can't talk enough about this game being so pivotal. I mean, last year, 13-12, one game by 1 point. It doesn't get any bigger than that. But hey, we were here a little bit earlier, and Keith was talking about the good weather we're going to have here.
Just a little cloudy. We can deal with it. But look at this.
The high pressure, right?
High pressure's coming in. We'll get rid of some of these clouds.
So how about this? We brought the H for Topper Country. So we're here in Houston, so you have the H, but it's blue, which is Choctaw County.
We got all of our bases covered, and it wouldn't be a live shot without a prop.
It wouldn't be a live shot without a prop. You know, we got plenty of footballs possibly sailing our way anyway, so we couldn't use one of those props. But
that's right.
Hey, why not? So, heck of a game. Keith talked about it earlier. Weather should be clear tonight. Thankfully, it should be a little cool and calm.
Yeah, it's crisp and cool. There's that fall feel. We're almost at October, so enjoy it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. It's
All
going to
right.
be beautiful. It's going to be a heck of a week 7 here on the End Zone. Make sure you tune in tonight at 10:07. We'll have all the highlights from all over Mississippi and North Mississippi mainly, but make sure you tune in then. We'll see you later. That's it for sports. I'm Tom Ebel for WCBI Sports here in Houston. We'll have a last look at your forecast. Well, not last look. You're here already, Keith.
We're done. We're just
we'll
in the
have more
back.
WCBI coming up next.
All right, everyone, join us tonight at 10 for the End Zone. Thanks so much for joining us right here tonight at 6. Have a great evening, everyone.